with an informal greeting from me to you. What's happening? How is it going? I was gonna say, how is it be? How's it going? How's it be? I'm Stacy. If you do not know, you're probably here because you don't want to hear me talk, but maybe you do want to hear me talk, but like talk about the topic. So the topic for today is a question that I received on Tumblr, and it says, what do you do when your best isn't good enough? When you just want to give up? I'm really down right now and I have no one to talk to. I'm sorry for being a burden. Number one is you stop thinking of yourself as a burden. The more you think of yourself as a burden, as a bother, as a negative something, blah, 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 the more it's gonna be part of you, the more you are gonna be that. You get what I'm saying? You gotta change your mentality. Don't think that you're this negative thing. You cannot think that way because you're only going to project that. I made a video about that. If you want to check it out, please do. It's in the little eye, wherever the heck it's at. That's step number one. Don't ever apologize for being yourself. Don't ever apologize for being in a moment where you're sad or hurting or whatever it could be. Don't apologize for something that you're not because you're saying you're a burden. You're not a burden. You can't think that way. The first thing that should really be something you work on is your mentality and thinking about that. Love yourself a little bit more to understand that you are not a burden. That's not how people should see you. You have to have the outlook of yourself of how others want to see you so that when you feel that way internally, you're projecting it outward. Instead of projecting that you are a burden, that you're a bother, and everything I said in the beginning. You say, what do you do when your best isn't good enough? First of all, you eliminate everybody else's opinions on what you believe is your absolute best. If you know wholeheartedly that you're doing your absolute best and it's okay for you and it's good for you, then fuck whoever else is around saying it's not, because it's not what they think, it's what you think, how you feel about it. If you're doing your absolute best, keep doing that. If somebody cannot see that, if somebody cannot accept that, if somebody cannot support it or doesn't want whatever you're offering or doesn't like your best, well then they have their own version of what the best is. Let them go do them. Let them do that. You don't need to be taking their words in and allowing it to have a home in your heart and in your mentality, because it's only going to destroy you. It's only going to continue to make you want to give up. But if you stand behind yourself and you say, no, I did my freaking best, and if that is not okay for anybody else, then fuck it. I'm not going to be sitting here trying to conform myself, trying to go above and beyond when I already am going above and beyond for myself. I'm not going to sit here and go above and beyond for somebody else just to make them be okay with it, just to give them what they want. No, give yourself what you want. Like I said, if you're already doing the best that you can, keep doing it. If somebody around you cannot accept that, who cares? Keep going, because you're allowing them to come into your whole space and give their opinion. Great, thanks for your opinion, but it's not really wanted here unless it's asked of. If somebody is continuously dragging you down, you have the option. Keep them in your life, tell them how it is, and be like, thanks, I appreciate it, but whatever you're telling me is not really helping me. Let them know that you're doing your best, and if they don't like it, they can hit the high road, obviously in nicer words. You know, you could say it in those words, I don't know, it's however you want to deal with that. Or you can kick them out, and you don't need to keep people like that in your life. And when you want to give up, you just need to find a way to not allow yourself to give up. I know, and in the moment you're like, oh, I want to give up, like this sucks, like my best is not good enough, and nobody this and this person that and and this, and there's just a bunch of negativity flowing out of your brain and out of your mouth and out of your thoughts, just flowing out of you. I know it's hard to think about these things in the moment, but if you really want to know how to not give up, you have to go find the answers. The answers are you finding what works for you to help you not give up. Sometimes it's just, we just can't give up because we just can't. Sometimes we just keep going and we don't realize that, and maybe in our mind we feel like, oh, we gave up or we're gonna give up. But you haven't given up because you're still here, you're still kicking, you're still moving forward no matter what. If you just get yourself in that mentality of you're still going, and that means you haven't given up. You haven't given up. You haven't. You've come this far and you haven't given up. Maybe it feels like you have, maybe for some things you've just stopped and that feels like you've given up, but you can always pick up where you left off. It doesn't mean you have to give up forever. Instead, just think of it as you put it to the side, you put it on hold. Now pick up where you last left off and go. It's your perspective. You have to change your perspective. You have to have a positive mindset. Don't be in a negative mindset. Don't keep yourself in a negative mindset. When I say to go and find what works for you, I don't know the exact exercises that you could do. I know there's a lot of techniques and exercises that will help you. Go Google it. Go look for that. That's what I mean. Like, go on your time and make time, okay? Because I know we do a lot of excuses where we're just like, I don't have any time. You have time. Make time. You have time, especially for the things that you want most. If you want this really bad, you will go and you will make time to figure it out, to go Google it, to go Pinterest it, to go whatever whatever it is, YouTube it, figure it out, and work on it. It has to be something that you constantly work on. It's not gonna happen from one day to the next, okay? Things that are worth it are gonna take work. Maybe it won't be like extreme, sweaty, hard work and lots of hours, but it's gonna take something where you're constantly trying it over and over and over again, and you're mastering it. It's like mastering a skill. You cannot master playing the guitar by simply just staring at it or simply just thinking about it. You have to actually do it. You have to, this way, I play the guitar this way. You have to actually get in the habit of doing it and practice and work on the skill. It's something that you have to physically do. You cannot just sit there and think and be like, oh, okay, I'm a master, I'm gonna go play for a celebrity or something. You know what I mean? You can't do that. It's the same thing with a lot of things that go on within you, with loving yourself, supporting yourself, with accepting yourself as you are. It's a lot of that. Your mentality, changing your mentality, switching up your mentality, your perspective, all of that takes work. And the thing is that a lot of us don't want to put in that work, and that's why we create so many excuses for ourselves. Aside from us being scared that it's gonna fail, just know that you're worth this work that you need to put into it. Again, stop worrying about the opinions of others. Stop concentrating so much on what others think. Think about what you think and what you know and what you want and what's right for you and what's wrong for you, and stick to that. Stop allowing others to control your moves and the way that you live your life. Stick to yourself and your own thoughts and move forward for you, not for anybody else, for you first. After you master that or get better at it, and then other things can start pouring in. At that point, you'll know what is healthy and what is not. For example, if you fall in love with somebody, I don't know if you're with somebody, but if you fall in love with somebody and they're your entire world and they're your number one priority, if you have already learned to love yourself, to accept yourself, to support yourself unconditionally, and you've worked on yourself and you feel good having that person in your life, then you're going to be able to grab a little bit of the things that make them happy and take them into consideration and bring them into your life, and living for you, for them, and for the relationship as a whole. You can bring that in and start molding it into your own living for yourself deal. I don't know what to call it, but you know what I mean. And then it just starts working together. But in the meantime, if somebody's constantly nagging at you and saying these negative things, let it go. Don't pay so much mind to that, because it's only tearing you down. And like I said, your best is your best, not their best, not your mom's best, not your dad's best, not anybody else's best, but yours. You know yourself the absolute best. So if you're trying your absolute best, that's it. Don't try to meet anybody else's expectations. Meet yours first, and then you can talk about other stuff, all right? But in the meantime, the one thing that you need to do is just know what your best is and keep it at that. If you're trying to constantly match up somebody else's best, you're gonna fail miserably, as you may be feeling right now. Stop trying to meet the unreal expectations of others, because that is not your expectations. Meet yours first, and again, then you can talk about the rest. But remember, you're in control of your feelings, of your thoughts, of your emotions, of how you deal with things. And that is why I say your mentality is very important. Have a positive mentality and work on it. Work on you and work on how you deal with things. You can see everything that you go through as either something that is going to bring you down and is a burden, or you can see it as something that's going to build you up and is a gift and is helping you. So you choose. Essentially, you choose how you're going to see whatever happens to you. If you see it as this, you have no room to complain, because you chose to see it this way. If you see it like this, you're good to go. Let's continue, let's move forward. Who cares what happens? I'm gonna take it head on. Yeah, it might be hard, but I'm gonna push through no matter what. You gotta have that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's not gonna come easy for everybody, but that is why it takes work. If you want it really bad, you will do that, and you will do whatever it takes to reach that, whatever it is that you want. So thank you so much for asking this question. I really do hope that it helps you, whoever may be watching, if you were the person that asked this question, or if it just had this question in your mind, or have been feeling this. I hope that it helped you. If you do know anybody who would really benefit from hearing these words, from watching this video, please take a second to send it their way. You never know who around you could be truly needing to hear this. You might even be helping them in the biggest way possible. So if you do have a second, please do share this with them. We need a lot more people helping others in this world. So thank you again so much for watching this video. And if you would like to see more of me, please check out my social medias. And if you like what you see, I invite you to follow me if you aren't already. If you are, thank you so freaking much. I hope that you're enjoying following me. And yeah, remember, if there's one thing that I want to call to mind, there are actually three. No matter the highs and lows, always be certain to do good, be grateful, and stay humble. See ya.